Okay, we are back at it. We got to turn this light on. Come on, here we go. So we're going to be covering 4PI analysis stuff in this session. And if you don't know about a 4PI analysis, this is the 4 metrics inside of your Facebook ad account that will literally tell you how everything works. It is going to let you know what ads work, what ads don't work. You're going to be able to understand how the platform is using your ads inside of the machine. You think you're prospecting, you think you're retargeting, you think you're focused on customer acquisition costs and all sorts of other things. But the honest truth is you don't know anything that's going on unless you're running a 4PI analysis. So I'm going to be covering that in depth in about half an hour. We're also going to be taking, as we've done all day, all of your questions. So drop them into the chat. And for this session, we've been doing giveaways on every session today. This session, we're going to do a giveaway. $100 gift card and a free Disrupt Your School hat sent to you anywhere in the world. We're going to do a giveaway. Drop 4PI in the comments section. And at the end of this session, we're going to be doing a spin to win to find our winner. We've already given away several, and we're going to keep it going. Okay, everybody. So with all this being said, I know that Facebook ads can be difficult. And I know that there's a lot of information and a lot of advice and a lot of opinions out there. And we at Disrupt Your School, we do things a little bit differently, which is also why our results are a little bit different. Like we don't play the idea of, being victims, right? Our pronouns aren't victim/butthurt. We don't blame the machine when costs go up on cost caps. We don't say Facebook is broken in the middle of February or play the victim in the middle of the summer. No, we planned out the whole year. We know how all this stuff is going to work. And in another session, we'll actually break down the entire calendar, which will be super awesome. And so we're going to break down all of this stuff with honesty and integrity and transparency so that you can begin to win, so that you can have the confidence that you deserve to see the success that you deserve. And you'll never be in a situation where you're going to have to be in a spot where you feel like you're being taken advantage of by a whole bunch of people who legitimately don't give a shit about your bottom line. And like we've done with every other session today, go ahead, share this live stream. Share the link anywhere on social and then send it to me. Tell people why they should watch. And you will get a $150 gift card to Disrupt Your School. All right? Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. Drop your questions. And if you're on YouTube, yes, if you drop the super chat, you're going to get to the top of the list. So let's get started right away. Dennis, how do I stop giving you fun coupons? Dennis, I don't know, bro. Just keep doing it, man. Like you've been in how many of these sessions have you showed up to? Just continuing to smash it. And you've been here all day. I love it. I love it, Dennis. So thank you so much. We also got a bunch of folks on YouTube. Somebody A_custom_US_wheels. Is this live? Yeah, homie. I'm reading your comment live right now. Like I'd hold up a newspaper, but it's 2024. I don't know what else to do. But I don't know. Anyway, point is, yes, we are 100% live right now. Munib is going to start us off with questions today. And then, of course, we're always, as usual, going to go to the YouTube and answer all the questions that people have had on all the recent videos. So let's dive into it. Munib says, I have a question, Charlie. What's the difference between a proving ground and a control ad? Please explain. And Munib is talking about, we've been discussing this in other sessions, that in your one campaign architecture, you're going to have a winner's ad set and then 2 dynamic creatives or single ad sets with single flexible ads in them. So the difference between proving ground and control ad, sometimes we refer to this winner's ad set as a proving ground. The idea being this is what, we're trying to escalate ads, right? We're trying to make them work. Now, the difference is proving ground is the folder, right? Like that's the ad set. Control ad is one of the ads within that ad set. So and we're going to break down 4PI analysis again in about a half an hour or, 25 minutes. Or if you're watching this on replay at some point in time, down in the description, you'll be able to see the chapters. You can just skip ahead to, 4PI. However, Descript decides to run these chapters because that's the AI that I use. Your control ad is going to have a piece of the puzzle. It's going to serve a purpose in the campaign, in your funnel. It's going to be a top of funnel ad, a mid funnel ad, a bottom funnel ad. It might move throughout the funnel. There are a lot of things that we will find that these ads will do for us. Now, control ad is a control ad because we've ultimately determined that its performance is more or less stable and more or less predictable and more or less projectable, which means ultimately it serves as a control to our variables, right? So it's a control ad, and then our DCTs, or our flexible ads that we're using to dynamically test creative against the control, because it's our variable. The purpose of that test is to ultimately see, does it outperform the control with respect to the job that we're asking it to do, which is what 4PI analysis is all about. Right. So with all that being said, I hope that answers the question. Basically, proving ground is the ad set that the control ads live in. And we call them control ads because the tests that we run ultimately have to earn spend from the control ad in a CBO and have a business objective that designates whether or not it is success or failure. Right. So that's how this all works. Scientific method. Let's get it going. Okay. Elijah, I see you got a question. All right, Elijah, we're going to get to your question. Then we're going to go over to the comment section on YouTube. And by that, I mean literally just getting back to the YouTube channel to check out all of the comments that have been pouring in on all of the recent videos. And honestly, it's not even like recent videos. Like, we're going back. Sometimes some of y'all are going back like years, which is amazing. And yeah, please stick around. In the 4PI analysis, I'm going to show you a cheat sheet that I've made that's part of our giveaway, a part of a lead magnet that we've had forever. And if you want to go to it, it's 100% a lead magnet. It's disruptorschool.com/LM_7 golden rules. And we'll also have a session devoted just to that, but you can go in there and just grab it for free. And yes, it's a lead magnet. So I'm looking for your email address. And yes, I'll try to send you other things because I'm a marketer with a funnel, right? Okay. Full disclosure. Now let's get to the question. Elijah, what would you recommend for ad creation ideas? Elijah, there are 3 things that I'd highly recommend here. Number 1, listen to your customers. Talk to your customers. If you don't know why your customers buy, then you have no idea what to put in the ad. If you can't sell without running ads, then you don't know how to attract attention or to monetize. So first thing is listen to the customers you have. And if you can't earn that attention, then ultimately you're going to be in a bad space. So first thing is listen to the customers. And to be fair, let's start at step 1. If you don't have customers, understand we all have competitors. You are not the only person in the world selling the thing that you're selling, right? Understand what earns the attention for your competitors. Understand what your competition is doing to earn attention. And at least then you'll be able to understand how to earn attention yourself and then ultimately monetize that attention and turn that into future cash flow. When you find a way of earning attention that ultimately results in the production of sales so that you can acquire cash flow devices, otherwise known as customers, but we're not calling them customers because success and failure is not designated by a single transaction. It's designated by the ability to get somebody to pay you more than once because we're building a business. We're not salespeople. Then you can run those as ads. Now, once you've made it to that, step 2, because remember I said there's 3 things. Step 2 is listen to the customers you have and understand why. Now, a lot of folks will run post-transaction surveys, and I think there's a lot of information, a lot of valuable stuff there. And no commerce is a really popular one, and I know Jeremiah, and I think those guys. Hi, bro. Here, why don't you lie down? Why don't you lie down? Let's do this. There you go. I know, but here you go. Okay. There you go. You know, we're these. You got 2 Charlies for the price of 1 today. Okay, so that being said, okay, all right. That being said, second thing is talk to your customers. Understand what's motivating them. Understand why they're looking to do the purchases, right? Like, understand what they're looking for when they're talking to you, right? Like, understand what they're excited about when they buy. And one of the easiest ways of doing this is literally calling the customer, make friends with the customers, build a community where you can ask the customers questions, right? Like reach out to one, like, hey, my name is, Elijah. I saw you just bought from me. I'm really excited. I just want to say this is me legitimately, like just reaching out to you. What was exciting to you about this? Like understand the motivation and the psychology behind what these customers are doing and why they're buying. So I'm just making sure if she's asleep or not. And then number three, when it comes to ad creation ideas, I'm not a big fan of doing the same thing everybody else does. And you're going to see a lot of people say, well, just look to your competitors for inspiration. And here's my point to that. If all you're doing is copying what other people do, you're not going to be as good as them. So are you going to work really hard to be 80% as good as somebody else? And odds are either that team is so successful, for instance, it's Nike. So you're going to try to be 80% as successful as Nike, but that ad doesn't even need to make money. Or you're going to be trying to copy people that, let me back up for a second. You have no idea why that ad is working for other companies. You don't even know if that ad is working for other companies. And you definitely don't know if that company knows that that ad is actually working for them. And to be fair, most people don't actually know why the ads are working for them. There's a massive misconception around things like ROAS and AOV and CPAs and just vanity metrics that a lot of people look to. And I'm not saying that those are all good or bad stuff. All right, girl, come here. Okay, why don't you fall asleep on dad? Okay. I'm not saying all of those are necessarily bad metrics. What I'm saying is the way you run a business is understanding how all of your business works and how running your Facebook ads, for instance, impacts the profitability of all their marketing efforts and ultimately your profitability as a business. So when it comes to ad creation, another thing that I love to do, and let me give you an idea that is not one that a lot of folks will talk about, but look to influencers in UGC content. Look to platforms like Incense, right? And I'll share my screen here real quick just to kind of show you a resource that we have here at Disruptor School. Let's do this. Okay, you can shop the school inside Disruptor School if you want to get in here. We've got a resource in here from my man Danil came in, influencer marketing. Now, here's the thing with influencer marketing is it's not just get somebody to like post on your behalf and then hopefully the people use the coupon code or something like that. That is 2016 influencer marketing. And I'm fully aware because back in the day I had like $100,000 monthly budget doing this. What we're looking for is what would other people say? And my buddy Nick Sharma says, I've heard him say this before. It's like the first thing he would do is send the product to 100 people and let them just tell you what they think. Have them put up a camera, unbox the product, check it out, all sorts of stuff. Don't shoot an ad. Just give me your reaction. Tell me what you think. Tell me what's going on. Because the thing is, when you can give people an expectation of what they're going to expect, people do not spend money to get a thing. And let me give an example because I know that's really a roundabout way of saying things. The reason, for instance, there's this great brand that you send them a picture of your pet, and then you pick one of the templates that they have, and they'll give you like this. It looks like a painting, right? And I've got a couple in my house of this, and I think they're really cute. Now, their ads, especially around like holiday times, are just people unboxing and being excited and being overwhelmed emotionally because they're not selling you a print on demand canvas, which is wildly overpriced. If that's what they were selling you, what they're selling you is the ability to give somebody that emotional response. When you're selling somebody flowers, you're not selling flowers. You're selling what somebody feels like when they get them. When you're buying shoes, you're not trying to cover your feet. You're trying to make a statement or satisfy some statement if it's like a sneaker head, right? Or maybe you're trying to have something that really protects you in a version of like a work boot. But there's a problem you're trying to solve, right? There's ultimately there's some sort of emotion or some sort of problem that's being solved. There's some sort of thing that somebody's trying to buy. The product or service that you're selling is a means to that end. So my point with all of this is, when it comes to ad creation ideas, is if you don't yet know to the point where you've got ideas and you can just spin them up, reach out to the folks that actually put their hands on the product or get to use your software or whatever it is. And then let them tell you. Like, for instance, let me use my own advice. I might run these as ads. Who knows? If you go to Disrupt Your School right now and you scroll down the website, you're going to see stuff like this, like Jon Snow, right? Founder of Avenue Z, talking about one of the best game in the game is put together a dream team with new stuff dropping all the time. No one else is doing this with the immediate ROI is priceless. Disrupt Your School is the truth. Awesome. Ron from Obvi. Charley, actually, I think this should be, Charley is one of the most experienced and passionate digital marketers I've ever met. Our team has been engaging with him for years and he knows what he's talking about. Right? Like Chase from Heat Map, right? The GOAT strikes again. Has been a disruptive force. Disrupt Your School is putting the easy button in everyone's hands. The point is, like, we're talking about not, oh, I got X value. It's the way people feel about stuff. And those types of things really, really matter. And for instance, the last bit I'll do with this is one of the best things I have going on right now for folks is this Begin to Win It Facebook ads. Now, this creative itself, not a great ad, right? But this is crushing. I have a community of over 2,000 people that have joined this because ultimately I'm showing you how to begin to win. I'm giving you everything you need to start making a profit and scaling your ads. I'm selling you the confidence. I'm selling you the path. And that comes because you get the one campaign blueprint to help build a stable ad account, a scalable ad account that is stable and profitable. You're getting the predictable profit scaling blueprint. So you understand Facebook account management and business growth fundamentals, right? You're also getting like the disruptor bot. So you get exclusive access to AI. So you're getting support. You're getting confidence. You're getting what it is that you need to get started. Right. So your ad creation needs to speak to those things. I think there's way too many people that really, really love smelling their own farts that try to make ad creative that's really exciting to watch. And at the end of the day, remember, ads don't sell. Ads earn attention. Your business and your website does all of the selling. And if you understand that ads do nothing more than get people to click to your website, then you can really begin to understand how to make ads that work. And we're going to talk about the 4PI analysis here in about 20 minutes. That'll really, about 15 minutes. That'll really break down how the ads work and how you can understand what job they are doing in your funnel. So let's get to the, share this tab instead. Okay, cool. So let's get down into the comment section here. Let's get into the Q&A on YouTube, right? So let's see here. Munib, who's might be live in the chat. Who knows? All right, Munib, dude, a few days back, I was watching the very first video that you posted around 40 years ago about creative testing and stuff, and used the exact same coasters that you showed at 20 minutes and 36 seconds to explain creative testing. That is hilarious. Okay, apparently 4 years ago, when I was telling people how to do creative testing, I showed them this as an example. Because I love these coasters. I legitimately have them. I got this in a Goodwill store in the middle of Alabama, in a town that had one blinking light. And anyway, Munib, thank you so much. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, cool. Let's see. Go down here. These people just trying to join the giveaways. All right, love it, love it. Cool. Just yesterday, I was watching one of the lives, and it's awesome that you're doing these again. Thank you. Okay. All right, cool. So, Sniper Hunt 6. Hi, Charlie. Quick question. How many ads should there be in the winning ad set? Now, this is a great question that comes. You're welcome, Elijah. This is a great question that comes from our video here that is called How to Scale a Facebook Ad for Any Business. And I'm going to go ahead and just drop the link here in the chat. So if anybody wants to see the video, they can go directly to YouTube and watch this later on. And for the record, this video is just me literally sharing the screen on how we do stuff for a local business where we're spending a couple $100 a day, and what we do in a business where we are spending millions, right? And spoiler alert, it's the same shit, because Facebook is a machine learning environment based around the scientific method. And whether you're trying to figure out how to make how to bake a cake or put a person on the moon, following the scientific method works all the time. And so the solution is the same for everything all the time. So anyway, how many ads should there be in the winning ad set? And remember, we're talking about this is in the one campaign blueprint. Again, you can find that at the Begin to Win bundle, which go to disruptorschool.com to check that out. How many ads should there be? Generally speaking, I like to have a good portfolio of maybe 4 to 6 active ads. Now, that might mean I've got like 5 to 8 ads, but I've got some automated rules in place so that not all of the ads are live all the time. There might be a fair amount of things in here. Ideally, though, what I have is a portfolio where I understand how. There you go. Here, lie down, honey. You were asleep. There you go. Okay. There you go. There's your fox. Okay. Ideally, we've got a portfolio of ads and we know how they're going to behave. And remember, the more variables you have, the less consistent the outcome will be. The more complicated something is, the harder it is to understand what's going on, right? If you have a 300-piece machine and something breaks, there's 300 things to check. If you have a 3-piece machine and something's wrong, you're going to know exactly what's wrong in a split second. And building a business, making an ad account, making business work is about getting actionable insight as fast as possible and being able to make the simplest solution with the highest level of impact. If your solution to any problem is to make something more complicated, what that means is you fundamentally don't understand the problem you're trying to solve, which when you look at a lot of these jokes out here, these people that are talking about just launch 1,000 creatives all the time, run cost caps on everything and hire an ad agency, what they're telling you is, we're not trying to make your business easy to manage. We're not trying to make the customer journey easy to understand. We're not trying to make LTV and second purchase rate something that you can actually optimize for. We're mostly concerned with trying to make our report look good so that every week when we talk to you in those first 15, 20 minutes where we show you all the numbers that you knew anyway, we're going to try to make sure that you don't fire us, right? That's the ad agency business model. Trick somebody into paying you, or not all ad agencies. There's a lot of good operators out there, but also understand that the ad agency business model, especially for these cost cap pros, is basically trick somebody into signing the contract, get them to sign the piece of paper a second time, and then every conversation is, please don't fire me. And then if you do fire them, by the way, that media buyer isn't out of work. They don't have any negative impact. You can be a media buyer that loses a client every 6 weeks and you're not going to lose your job because, again, success and failure of the ad agency has very little to do with the success and failure of the business. So when it comes down to how many ads should there be, it should be a large enough number for you to have an understanding of what the outcome will be from those ads. But it should also be small enough for you to be able to understand the impact each ad has. You want to have a variety enough to cover your bases when it comes to a 4PI analysis, but you also want it to be small enough for you to be able to exhibit control and actionable insight. Hi, you want me to pick you up? Okay. This girl's going to fall asleep on me. This is what's going to happen today. Okay. Anyway, Sniper Hunt, I hope that helps you get an answer, and also not just a flat answer, but also the context and everything that you need behind that answer so you can make the most of that knowledge. All right? That's what we do here. All right. And I love it. Danny Bowie, we actually covered that before for PI. All right. Okay, cool. So let's get to this. Charley, as ROAS is not the best indicator of success, money in the bank account is, yeah. Considering you're running 2 flexible ads at the same time, how would you evaluate which of the 2 flexible ads to keep running and which to turn off? Ad spend or any other metrics? And somebody else wrote down here, CPA and revenue, the best wins. 100% don't agree with that comment. I appreciate that we're getting some conversations, but that is absolutely unequivocally not the answer that I would give to that question. First thing that I want to understand when I'm running an environment, and by the way, this is in reaction to, what's this video here? Oh yeah, the new ad format, the flexible ads. We'll just go ahead and drop this in. Breaking news, Meta announces the flex ads. Cool, boom, boom. We're just making sure that if anybody wants to watch these videos and what we're talking about, you get full context and the ability to check them all out. Awesome. Okay, let's scrunch this back up so it takes up as much of the screen as we can. Cool. And we'll hit back and we'll hit back. That might have been too many. Oh, well, here we go. Here we go. Cool. So first thing, and by the way, yeah, ROAS is not a best indicator of success. ROAS isn't money. ROAS is a lie told by marketers to convince people to not fire them. That's a whole other thing. If you're running 2 flexible ads at the same time, or 2 DCTs against your control, which do you turn off and why? Well, my initial response is, do we need to turn any of them off? Do we actually have any problem? If your performance, if your blended CPA across your business is good enough to increase your budget, don't turn off the ads. You know, there's a saying, and I've been quoting this all day, nobody, like, how many times have you heard people say, oh, it was in the last place I looked? And it's because, like, hopefully you didn't find it and then keep looking for 5 hours. But you do that every time when you do creative testing. How many times people say, well, just find the winning ad, scale it up, and keep creative testing. Constantly cycle through as many ads as possible. And what they're telling you is, if you found a success in your investment portfolio to make money, their suggestion, their recommendation is to abuse it and also invest in the depreciation of it while continuing to find other things. And they're going to say, well, you have to do that because the ad's fatigue. If you stopped abusing your best players and stopped trying to hire 1,000 new ones that all got preferential treatment, imagine how much longer it would take for that ad to quote unquote fatigue. You know, basically right now, the way that most of these chuckle fucks tell you to handle your ad account is they'll say, find the best ad and scale it to the moon. It's like, okay, we got Messi is the best. Awesome. So throw one Messi out on the pitch and he'll compete against the entire other team for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever it is. I'm an American from the suburbs. Forgive me. Baseball, football is my thing. Not so much soccer or football. I guess the rest of the world. But the point is, your best cannot compete with a team of good enoughs. All you're trying to do is find good enough. If you have good enough to spend more, you've already solved the problem. Now, when it says, how can we evaluate these flexible ads to keep them running, which one to turn off? Well, that's 4PI analysis. And we're about to dive into that here in just a minute. What we need to understand is, if an ad is a prospecting ad, it has a job to do. If it's a mid-funnel ad, it has a job to do. If it's a retargeting ad, it has a job to do. That ad might not look good, but its job might be very much to not look good. I can't tell you how many times I see brands where the advertiser said, well, this ad is getting a bunch of budget and the CPA is too high. Turn it off. And what happens? Your search goes down. Your Amazon's goes down. Right? Your email addresses that you're collecting goes down. And you're like, man, I just turn off all the bad ads and my entire business goes to shit. What's going on? Or they'll say something else like, Facebook is stupid. It never spends all the money on the best ad. Well, if you do a 4PI analysis, you'd understand why. You'd understand that that ad is actually not scalable. Its job isn't to be the tip of the spear. It's not a prospecting ad. And you're like, well, yeah, but my audience is broad and I'm excluding all existing customers. Yeah, but who cares? If Facebook is using it as a retargeting ad for everybody inside the platform, then it's a retargeting ad. You don't have control over that. You cannot control how the platform is using your ads. All you can do is control what the audience is that it can see and what that ad can be shown to. And most people make the mistake of paying extra, paying a higher CPM to make sure the vast majority of good people can't see an ad. Like, I'm going to use a lookalike audience. You're going to use a 1% lookalike. You're going to exclude 90. You're going to pay extra to make sure that 99% of your customer base can't see your ad. That sounds stupid. And they're going to say, well, my results look better on the platform and I'm getting better results. Okay, sure. But also your CPM and your 4PI metrics would indicate that ad is actually more lower in the funnel, which means also those results are less incremental. So while your Facebook looks good, you might improve Facebook so much. Your ROAS is so high, you go out of business because you're optimizing for everything in the middle and the bottom of the funnel to take credit for the same sale. Google gets credit for the sale. Email gets credit for the sale. The SEO team, the customer service team, and Facebook, and everybody gets a win, but you only made one transaction. And then you're like, well, I use software. I use Northbeam or whoever else, oh, God forbid, Hyros. And to understand like what's going on, it's like, no, you're not. That's not what those softwares do. Unfortunately, attribution software is built on the business model of giving bad information to entrepreneurs who are asking the wrong questions. And we have to remember that there is absolutely no way for you to assign credit for any sale to any specific ad. And the average customer journey is not days long. It's not a consideration of 10 days or a week, maybe, if it's a long consideration. No. It's their entire life. And you're not the only advertiser trying to sell them on this exact solution. And you're also not the only advertiser trying to separate them from their money for anything. If you don't have a 4PI analysis set up to understand what's going on, then you don't actually know what's happening inside of your ad account. So Fabio Prada Lima, that is a hell of a name, by the way, and a good-looking fella. Like, you can't really see if this is the low res, but there's a jawline on this guy that says he does all right. Throw that up on Tinder, you're getting swipes. That's all I'm saying. My point is this. Let's actually start to break down a 4PI analysis so that you can begin to understand how your money is being spent and how your business partner, Facebook, sorry, Ashton, if you disagree, Facebook is your business partner. Tough nuggies. How they're using it. Let's begin to understand how your investment profile, your investment portfolio actually works. Let's do it. Because if you don't know what's going on with your money, then you're just being an irresponsible investor. And sadly, being an irresponsible investor is the MO for the vast majority of advertisers. Okay, let's do it. All right, we've done the teas. We're going to get down to the goodies, okay? Yeah, there's your files. Okay, good stuff. All right, so by the way, friendly reminder down at the bottom, if you want to join the giveaway for this session, drop 4PI into the chat. And at the end of this session, we are going to do a spin to win. And winner gets a $100 gift card, the free hat sent to you literally anywhere in the world. If you can get this, if you have the internet, I can get it to you. Barring some like weird, I don't know. I use Printfully for print on demand. I think they can basically ship to 99% of the people on the face of the planet. And if they can't ship to you, we'll figure it out, man. We will figure it out. I will make something happen. I would just love to know where their limitation is, and we'll make it work for you, okay? All right. Oh, there we go. We're getting more of them. Earbuzz, Asan. Oh, man, I am white dude from the suburbs. So if your name is not slightly Anglo-Saxon, I'm going to probably screw it up. And I'm saying that for full awareness of, like, I'm an ignorant American. And if I butcher your name, it is not out of disrespect. It is out of sheer ignorance. And let me fall on that sword first thing, because your name is the most important word in your life, and you deserve it to be shown the respect. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so let's get into some goodies here. We're going to grab this window. We're going to get to the 7 golden rules. Now, Berlin studio back at it, Mateus. All right, cool. You guys are going to jump in. Awesome. I love it. Okay. So this is... Why is this so wide? I wonder if I make it shorter and fatter, if it would work. Okay. I'm just zoomed in too much. Okay. Here we go. All right. That'll work. Okay, cool. So this is a 4PI daily frequency funnel analysis cheat sheet. And if you want to get this for yourself, again, disruptorschool.com//LM_7 golden rules. Yeah, I'm telling you a URL because that's who I am in the world today, right? And let's just throw up this discount code, by the way. Disruptorschool.com. Use code WAGMI for 20% off. Free hats to everybody today who spends over $150 as a thank you from me to you. That's what it looks like. Okay, cool. So keep the comments coming in. More comments, more questions. We're going to be attacking every single one of them. All right. So first thing, when we're trying to analyze a result, we look at overall performance, not day by day, but week by week, month over month, right? We want to look at trend analysis. However, when we want to understand how the platform is using our ads, when we're doing a 4PI analysis, we only look at by day numbers. And the best way to do this is go last week, last 14 days, last 30 days, break down by day. Otherwise, you're not going to get the information you need. So 4PI is frequency, spend, CPM, and CPA. So first thing we're going to tackle today is frequency. All right. Now, this is the part of the funnel and how it's being used by Facebook. So if your frequency every day is a 0.00 to a 1.00 or a 1.15, what that means is up to 15% of people are seeing your ad at least twice a day. That means 15% of people are being retargeted with your ad at a 1.15. That's what that means. Generally speaking, 15% of people is a pretty top of funnel ad. When we begin to get to the mid funnel, this is 15 to 25% of people are seeing your ad twice today. Now, you might say, oh, this isn't a retargeting audience. Look, it's a 5% lookalike, and I've excluded all sorts of whatever. I don't care. Facebook is 25% of the people that are seeing your ad more than once today. 25% of your money is spent on retargeting. That's what frequency means. We're not talking about retargeting in the classical like funnel sense. We're talking about how the platform actually uses your content. We're talking about how the machine actually works. That's what we're trying to get to, okay? Now, this means that over 125 is bottom of funnel. And honestly, if your frequency is over a 1.35, that is hardcore retargeting. If it's 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, that means over 50% of the people that are seeing your ad today are seeing it more than once. That means like over 50% of your ad spend is on retargeting, even if it's broad, excluding everybody under the sun, and your first time impression ratio, whatever other nonsense metric people are looking at, which, by the way, remember, first time impression ratio, complete trash metric. Girl, stop climbing out of this. Okay, here, what are you trying to do? Sweetheart, I know. Here, do this. Okay, you're okay. You are just so tired. I know. Okay. So the point here is, this is how the platform's actually using your content, okay? This is how your content is distributed on a daily basis. This is actually what it means to retarget. It doesn't mean show somebody the ad based off of an action. You might be excluding everybody, but that person ignores your ad every day. But if Facebook is showing it to them twice, they're being retargeted. A frequency of 1.5 means 50% of the people are seeing the ad more than once. That means 50% of your money is going to retargeting, even if it's a top of funnel audience. Your funnel is not the same as the Facebook funnel. Now, what does this all mean for you? Well, let's load up. If by the way, if anybody has any questions on this stuff, drop it into the chat and we'll dive into it. But what does this all mean for you? Well, what this means is these are how the platform is using your ads. So in your winner's ad set, in your proving ground, if all of your ads are sitting here, maybe the reason that your blended CPA is too high is because all of your Facebook ads are prospecting, meaning that your content is so engaging, your hook rate is so good Facebook's not even trying to show it to multiple people because it wants to show your content to everybody. Well, first off, that's great news. I mean, phenomenal stuff. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you made a bunch of great videos, but it also means that Facebook isn't investing any money trying to show your content to people more than once. And frequency of exposure is ultimately what helps people convert. Right? There's this great book that was written in 1885 called Successful Advertising. And in that book, it talked about how the journey through 20 impressions to get somebody to buy. And let me tell you this, when you see an ad, you're like, all right, I want to buy. That's probably, by the time you even know that you saw the ad, you've probably seen it 3 to 5 times. By the time you made a decision on what you're going on. So 0 to 3, 0 to 5 is probably like I even know this ad exists. Exposure 5 to 10 is like, I don't know. I'm not really concerned with it, or I liked it and that was cool, whatever. Exposure 10 to 15 is like, wow, this must be real. This is the exposure volume. Ubiquity equals legitimacy. The more exposures that you get, the more legitimate this thing ultimately becomes. And people start to do some of their own research. They're looking to their friends and their family to say, has anybody else seen this? And the way that you overcome this, by the way, in ads is you show UGC content and testimonials and influencers, people with the product in their hand actually talking about it, serves as a proxy towards somebody asking their friend if this is legit. And maybe don't get the, oh, I love this thing, I'm obsessed, but like legitimately, like, while I don't like the fact that TikTok has become basically QVC version of Instagram. Shout out if you know what the hell I'm talking about. But what's amazing is how great people have become. The level of skill people have curated, on purpose or not, at making advertising content not feel like an ad. Let me give an example. I was served with this ad a while ago, maybe a week ago, and it was this like flashlight. It was the daylight flashlight. And the ad started with some guy out in the woods, and it was like, I know y'all saw a lot of my videos last time and you were like, well, it was still daylight out. That was shenanigans. But like, hold on, this light, this flashlight really works. Like it was daylight. Like this thing was phenomenal. So I'm going to come back in like an hour. And when it's dark outside, like completely pitch black, and I'm going to show you just how good this ad is. That was the hook, or just how good this flashlight is. That was the hook. Now, did they make a first video? Who knows? Did I see it? Maybe, probably not. The point is, though, I was like, oh my God, okay, it is kind of daylight outside. You got a flashlight. You're telling me it is a daylight thing and you're going to come back and show me? Awesome. You've hooked me. You've installed some version of an expectation. You're doing some storytelling. You've installed a little bit of like drama and uncertainty. And I want to see where this goes. Phenomenal. And then he comes back in about 10, 15 seconds into the video. And he's like, okay, it's now like 9:30 outside. And the dude's got this great like Southern drawl, which I love too. Clearly like from the like Carolinas area. Not Tennessee, not Georgia. Like there's a specific like Carolina-ness to this guy. And that's my impression for whatever it's worth. So the guy comes back and he's like, all right, it's like 9:30, 9:45 out here. Check out this flashlight. You can't even see it. And he's holding his phone and holding the flashlight out in front. And it's so dark outside that you can't even see the flashlight. And it's like a foot in front of your face. And then he like moves the flashlight a little bit. And you're like, oh my God, there is a flashlight there. Okay. Because like, and he's also like the watch time is continuing to rack up. Because you're like, wait, is there a flashlight there? Oh, I think I see a reflection of something. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. There's like the moon. Okay. I can see that there's the flashlight. And then he's like, okay, check this out. I'm going to turn this thing on. Now look, pitch black outside. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's pitch black outside. I hear you. I hear you. He's like, all right, now I'm going to turn this thing on and watch. It's going to be daylight. And he flips it on and boom, it's daylight. The point is I'm now 35, 40 seconds into what's basically just a fun Instagram reel. But in the lower right-hand corner, there's the little link to buy the daylight flashlight for like $7 or whatever. Okay. Girl, come here. Okay. somebody is very tired, but does not want to go to sleep. Boo boo. Okay. So what's the lesson here? That content probably has a very low frequency. That content is incredibly engaging. So also in the 4PI analysis, if you have something that is top of funnel, not only is the frequency going to be lower, but there are some other things that you should know about these ads that are going to let us know whether or not it is doing the job of a top of funnel ad successfully, or if it's doing it poorly. And we'll get to that in a minute, but we do have some questions stacking up. So in the interest of like getting to your questions and answers here, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. Hey boo boo, that's you. Okay. All right, there we go. And let's just throw this up here just so we've got something in the background. Where are we at? Let's do this. We'll just throw this up in the background just so we've got something. All right, chop. Let's go here. Boom. There we go. Disruptor School Inner Circle. Just so we got a nice little background here, because again, I'm a marketer, right? By the way, Disruptor School Inner Circle, we have classes once a week, and you get to share your screen. It's kind of like a call like this, but instead it's your ad account up on the screen, and we're diving through. It's like a consulting call. And you also get access to all of the master classes that are in Disruptor School. And we have new ones launching like every week, like all of those that we just saw that are in UGC and in Google and on a CRO and email and TikTok and everything else. And like, that's, you know, when we were back at the, on the homepage, there we go. There needs to be a better button there. Okay. Like the wonderful things these men said, like, what is Disruptor School, right? So anyway, we're going to leave that up for a minute. Nope. There we go. That's good enough for me. Let's get to some of the questions real quick, and then we'll come back to it, because I want to close this up, but I don't want you guys to have to sit here and watch forever and ever and ever, so that like I'm hacking the watch time for you to get an answer. Let's get to some of your questions, okay? Then we'll get back to the 4PI. All right. So Ollie, hey Charlie, if 4 to 6 winning ads in the control ad set is ideal, how can we have a diverse creative pool without spreading ourselves too thinly? How can you build a sufficient funnel with only 6 ads? Well, Ollie, what if it's 3 good prospecting ads? And what if it's 2 to 4 good prospecting ads, 2 to 3 good mid-funnel ads, and maybe a bottom funnel retargeting ad? If that's your investment portfolio, and then you are doing creative testing alongside of it to say, well, what's the weakness according to 4PI analysis? Where can I improve what I'm doing? Well, in that case, you're going to have plenty of ads. More ads isn't a good thing. More ads is bad. Remember, creative testing is a liability. I've spent $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 a day and had like 3 ads going, because those ads were all smart. They all serve a job. I had a prospecting ad that was good. I had a retargeting ad that was good. I was able to let the machine invest where best appropriate, and then ultimately use the tools as they were designed, instead of using stupid hacks like cost caps where we then complain when things stop working, instead of focusing on a bunch of stuff that clearly doesn't work because it only is effective. You only see screenshots of it during times when everybody's printing money, and then folks like pretend to be victims and they say, oh, this doesn't work for me anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, you didn't build a funnel. You can build a massive funnel with 6 ads, right? Like if you've got, say, 3 ads that are prospecting, and those ads together spend $8,000 to $12,000 a day. You can have a couple retargeting ads that are spending $5,000 or $10,000 a day. Maybe one bottom funnel ad that spends $2,000 or $3,000, and then maybe you also have a rebuttal upsell, campaign going, or you have a catalog ad going. And on top of that, you also have your email together, and you got your SEO together, and you're working on your search, and Amazon is also happening, and your organic is like, there's no shortage to the amount of opportunity. And I was having a conversation with somebody today, and they were like, well, we've been spending on this ad for a while. We think we've really kind of tapped out the LGBT market. And I was like, okay, let's be conservative. And you're really pushing towards an an older person in the LGBT market. Okay, let's say conservatively that audience is 10 million people. You're spending $1,000 a day. How many years do you think it'll take for you to reach every one of those people once? And he said, well, I don't really have the budget for that. I'm like, okay, what if you're trying to reach them 5 to 10 times so they actually buy? And he's like, well, that's more money than I have times 5 or 10. I'm like, okay, great. And remember also every day somebody new joins this pool. The point is, you're not spending enough to worry about these types of problems. Okay? These are not things that you should be concerned with. There are more actionable pieces of information that you could be focusing on in order to improve your business, right? So the point of this is 6 ads is more than enough. And all you need to do, instead of abusing your best player, instead of throwing Messi out there by himself to compete against a team of other folks, right? I don't care how good Michael Jordan is. Michael Jordan by himself for 48 minutes against an entire team that is good enough, he'll lose 100% of those games. There's no way LeBron's beating like 12 people that are all working in and out. There's no way. It's never going to happen. So instead of trying to abuse your best player, what you can do instead is make a team where everything is sustainable. And if it's sustainable, every data point that those ads get ultimately inform the lookalike audience that every ad makes for itself, because also every ad makes a lookalike audience for himself. And if you disagree with that, cool, let me know. But I've had a lot of folks that are like, oh, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. Well, tough. That's what the engineering department says. That's what all empirical data says. Your feelings aren't facts. The point here is this. As you get more data into those ads, the potential, the volume of low-hanging fruit improves with every transaction. And honestly, it improves in quality with every good and bad impression. And it improves in volume with every additional transaction. So as you do good work, those ads are going to be able to spend more and more. That ad won't fatigue. It'll get better and better and better so you can spend more and more money. So 4 to 6 ads is plenty. And when you're looking at this with your creative testing and saying, well, all I'm going to do is run a 4PI analysis and see which one of these ads needs the most work. And we'll get back to the 4PI in just a second. See which ads need the most work. I'm just going to now run creative testing to improve the weakest link. Well, if a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, instead of putting all the load on the strongest link, why not just make the weakest link stronger? Why not constantly raise the floor? Why not make everybody better? That's all I'm saying. And to be fair, we do things differently here, and that's why we see results differently than most people do. That's why when everybody's like, "Oh, D2C's dead," whatever. I'm exiting businesses. Like we're making 7-8 figure brands, right? Like everybody's like, "Oh, I saw this one dude that runs a scammer grifter agency, and they'll sue you if you cancel the thing." And he's on stages all the time. And I get it; he's a former athlete, and he's probably doing, ice baths and running a marathon before he eats breakfast. And, he's got his monochrome hoodie and he's golfing and shit like that. The point is that guy and I got into an argument, a conversation, I'll put it politely. And what we've had many. Actually, I don't want to continue to go down these rabbit holes. The point of this is ad fatigue is operator error. Ads get smarter over time. Data integrity is far more important than volume of ads. Volume of ads equals volume of uncertainty. I've 100% spent 30 to 50K a day on less than 6 ads and scaled. Absolutely. I took a brand from a $60 cost per lead, where one out of 4 people that sign up for a lead, sign up for the product. It was a SaaS company. $3,000 a day, $60. Within 9 months, we got to a $12 cost per trial rollover. Went from $3,000 a day to $50,000 a day. We actually cut $30,000 a day in Facebook ad budget. And you're like, why would you ever do that? Well, because cutting $30,000 a day improved the EBITDA of the business by $12 million overnight. I improved the profitability of the business by $12 million by just cutting Facebook ad spend because we didn't need to worry about that. We got so good at everything else. And ultimately, the golden rule is, can you spend more? Yes. But at some point when you're trying to really build a business, it's about cash flow. And all the new ads that you have attract different kinds of customers. I'll close with this, and then we'll move on. If you run 100 ads that all make 100 sales, you made 10,000 sales. If I run 10 ads that all get 1,000 sales a piece, I also made 10,000 sales. Let's say we want to get 1,000 sales to occur by somebody buying a second time. Okay, girl. We're getting to the bottom of it here, girl. Say we want to make 1,000 sales purely by getting people to buy a second time. If you have a 10% rebuy rate, in order for you to get to 1,000 sales, you have to be right 100 times. If I have 10 ads and they're somewhat similar, I can probably get a dramatically higher second purchase rate. I might only have to be right once. How likely do you think you're going to beat me? The answer is you never will. Okay, girl, here we go. There you go. Okay. Yeah. All right, sweetie, there you go. Yeah, there's your Foxy. Okay. So anyway, I hope that really kind of drives it home for you. All right. And by the way, this is the same thing if it's a local business, if it's an international business. I've done this for local like plumbers, and I've also done this for New Balance, right? Like I've done this for SaaS companies. I've done this for lead gen agencies. If you think Facebook works differently because of who you are, let me ask you this. Do you think any website behaves differently because of who you are personally? Do you think the internet gives a shit about you as a person? No, it's code. Why would software care? Grand Theft Auto is the same game for everybody that loads it. You're not special, which is a beautiful thing. And by the way, we're talking about a lot of stuff here. I'm going to drop this down on the banner because I'd kill myself if we were an hour into this and I didn't mention the Facebook Ads MBA program. You can check that out. Let's get this off the screen. No, we don't need the MBA program. Let's just stop sharing. We're going to get back to the where is it? Oh, where did it go? Chrome tab. Where is it? Okay, it's not a Chrome tab. That's why. Okay, cool. We're back to the golden rules. All right. I lost myself there for a second. Okay. Nope, that doesn't do it. Okay. Anyway, point here. Let's go. Boom. There we go. All right. So our top of funnel ads, why this stuff matters. And I know there's more questions coming in. We'll get to it in just a minute. Let me drop this nugget. We got 4 parts of a 4PI. We got to one of them. All right. I want to get through more of this, but I see the comments. Don't you worry. Dennis, I see your stuff. And James, like, keep them coming. Airbaz, don't worry. I see you. Okay. So next, we talked about frequency. Now, frequency is a single data point, right? It's like AOV. Good to know. Provides no context, completely inactionable by itself. I got into an argument with somebody on Twitter today where they were like, I think I dropped something that said like, hot take, AOV is completely irrelevant. Because objectively speaking, it is. If your business, AOV only matters if your business model is shit. If you can't get people to pay you money more than once, your business model is the problem, and you'll never get an AOV high enough to reach the goals that you want to. Fix your business, and your ad account will grow. Otherwise, you're fucked. So, here's another thing. These top of funnel ads, let's get to CPM. Now, people have heard me say all the time, CPM doesn't matter. And it's true. CPM doesn't matter. But it can be comparative data for us to understand what's going on. Cherry Hill Shop joined it, by the way. Shout out to Cherry Hill Shop. That man bought me. We shared some pizza. Shout out, homie. Love to see you here. All right. Check out Cherry Hill Shop for what it's worth. That dude, awesome fella. All right. Let's keep going. So, top of funnel ads. I'm talking about CPMs. They don't matter. But comparative analysis between these data points does matter. If your ad is a top of funnel ad, that means that the CPM should be lower than average. Top of funnel ad should have a lower CPM because that ad is being shown to a wider variety of people less often. Now, if it's a good ad, that CPM will be lower because that ad ultimately has a higher estimated action rate, which is one of the reasons that the frequency is lower. Now, if your CPM on a top of funnel ad is higher, that means that that ad is not only is it so bad, nobody wants to see it. So Facebook is struggling to show it to people more than once. But because it's so bad, you have to pay extra to make sure that nobody sees it twice. Top of funnel ad should have a lower CPM. Frequency is directly correlated to CPM if your ad is doing its job properly. Now, mid-funnel should have a higher CPM. When we get to bottom funnel ads, these should have a high CPM, relatively speaking. Now, I was dealing with somebody today where we were running through their ad account and their CPMs were like $6. Their high CPM was like 12. I've also dealt with folks where their low CPM is 50 and their high is like 120. Girl, you're good. So the point of all this is, all right, I'll pick you up. Okay. You keep like changing your mind, little girl. All right, I'm just gonna hold you until you fall asleep. Okay? You're just gonna fall asleep on me. All right, here's your foxy. Okay. So, point of this is CPM itself doesn't matter. It's how the CPM can be compared against other data sets. That's what actually matters. Your bottom funnel ad will have a higher CPM because it's being shown to fewer people more often. That ad does not appeal to as many people. But that's totally fine. Your CPM is high because the estimated action rate on that ad is lower. It doesn't appeal to more people. But that's fine. If we know that that ad is a bottom of funnel ad and it's doing its job well, we would expect the CPM to be higher. Okay. Somebody is so ready to take a nap, but they won't. Okay. I'm going to try to move the microphone so it's not too much of the girl here. Let me know if she's too loud. I think she's probably doing just fine, though. I think it's probably more me than anybody else. Okay. Anyway. Let's get back to it here. Well, now that we know these two data points out of the 4PI analysis, if you're running ads in your control environment and the CPM is high, but the frequency is low, that's a bad ad. That's a team player that is not doing their job well, right? This is a problem. If you see a bottom funnel ad where the CPM is really low, that's probably a good thing. But odds are we'll get into some other parts of the 4PI. There's probably going to be something off. Generally speaking, higher frequency translates to a higher CPM. But if that ad is a bottom funnel ad based on the frequency, but the CPM is low, what that can honestly mean for us is that what we have is a really good bottom of funnel ad that our audience really loves to see. But based on the other two metrics in a 4PI, we're going to be able to get that context to the data. Now, ultimately, what do we want? We want the highest frequency at the lowest CPMs and a thing that can scale. Love it. Now, here's the other problem. A high frequency, low CPM ad might not be able to scale because that ad only works against a small group of people. I'll bet you when you look at that ad, you're like, man, this ad is awesome. Facebook is stupid. It doesn't show my best ad to most people. And it's because that ad only works to people that have already made an elaborate set of decisions. So it only works for a small group of people. So it can't scale. Or if you asked it to do a lot more work, you wouldn't be asking it to do the thing that it does well. So as a result, the performance would be bad. These are the types of things that you need to know. And unfortunately, everybody else is talking about audiences and bidding models and all sorts of stuff so that like they can sniff their own farts and sound smart. And they have to, because their businesses aren't successful, and or their business is successful because they're good at other things, or they're service providers and experts in the space, and they're not good at growing their own thing, but they are really good at being a salesperson and convince you to give them money. Right, Chase and Andrew, Taylor, Ashton, Mr. Chappelle, folks that functionally are terrible at the ads, but are really good at getting you to pay them money. Now, we're doing stuff here that basically means you never need to hire them again. And to be fair, it would be amazing for me if I could put those people completely out of work, because the work that they do costs people access to their dreams and ultimately costs people their jobs. It means that people have to give up on what is most important to them. Cherry Hill Shop. Let me ask Cherry Hill Shop, can I quote you warmly and accurately with this? Because, like, you know, I will. But if you don't want me to, I won't. But I do agree with you. And my experience with that guy, every time he opened up a new room on Clubhouse and I just shut him down, was 100% that exact same thing. And all of his former students that have come to me now. Okay, so Cherry Hill Shop, and I quote, let's see if I can I present this? I don't know. I've got Instagram going over here. Let's just have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. I don't know if it'll work. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Inception. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get rid of myself. Does this work? Oh shit. By the way, Cherry Hill Shop, great dude. And I love your content, by the way. Chase is a douchebag of the highest level. Amen, brother. Okay. We'll stop that fun. Hey, we got a super chat from Rich. So let's get to that. And then we'll get back to more of the 4PI analysis. Okay. And remember, I said super chats jump the line, right? Super chats jump the line. Drop a super chat, you jump the line. That's what we're doing here. Okay. Rich asks, what would you recommend the first type of ads to be? Watch the video with Marpipe, so I'm leaning towards catalog ads, but not sure. We have 2,000 variants. By the way, Rich, I don't know if you're meaning my videos with Marpipe. I would love for you to see those, but you don't have to. Also, Cherry Hill, by the way, says he tried to charge me $5K a month with no results. Yeah, that sounds about right. And 5K is a steal. It could have easily been 6 times as much if you're dealing with there's a very common thread of scammer dudes out there. Rich says, yes, those videos. Awesome. Yeah. For what it's worth, I have an entire playlist on YouTube. Let's just go over here real quick. Let me zoom out. Okay. Playlists. I'm going to just pull this up just so that everybody has access to it. We can share this in the chat over here on the live. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is a shareable link. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. DPA ads and catalog ads. Everything you need to know. We'll just share this. Why not? Why not just share that? There we go. Give it all away. Give it all away. Here's some playlist details, by the way. If anybody wants to know, this is the DPA ads, and there's like 12 some odd videos in this, maybe? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. There's 10. My apologies. There's 10 on here. DPA ads, everything you need to know. So anyway, point of this, the question. Oh, by the way, Josh with the 20. You're up next, Josh. What would you recommend the first type of ads to be? Rich, if you have 2,000 variants, I would love for you to just start diving into DPA. Just start smashing DPA. I don't think you're going to need anything more than that. Now, that being said, one thing I would love for you to do when you get to the DPA, and you see me get into this in this video, in these videos. I don't know which one of the videos here. Let's see. This girl's so desperately trying to stay awake. I think that's funny. Okay. Ad fatigue optimizing. I don't know. It's one of these. I think it's in the everything you need to know video. All right. Anyway, doesn't matter. The point is, yeah, girl. Okay. Point is this. I would begin then also in your catalog ads I would put in custom conversion events based around category so that I know what category products are actually selling via the DPA ads. I would also begin to look at what post IDs, if I break down delivery by product ID, not post ID, product ID. I would look down to delivery by product ID. And I would want to know what ads are getting spent. And if I were to launch that, maybe that's my full budget, but I can also do 1 or 2 other ad sets, maybe an ABO for business intelligence purposes. Yes, I use ABO. There's a good reason for it. 98% of the use cases are absolute trash, but this one's good. Run it up against everybody who abandoned cart. Run it up against everybody who's already bought. Run it up against everybody who viewed a product page but didn't add to cart. When you look at those and begin to see, well, these products are getting delivery. These products are getting clicks because you can see the spend by product. You're going to begin to understand what attracts the attention of all the people that fall into these behavior buckets. And what you will inevitably find is there's probably some product categories or maybe even an individual SKU or a variant that sits at the top of all of these lists. If that's the case, I would begin to potentially try to build out of one campaign around that being my hero product. Let the market tell me what they want to see. Let me be profitable with my business. And then based on what gets people's attention, let me begin to use that as the tip of the spear. Because remember, your ads only earn attention. Your ads do not make sales. And people are like, well, this ad is clearly selling this product. Do you think, McDonald's spends money on the Big Mac ads? Big Mac ads do not directly correlate to the volume of sales they get for the Big Mac. My point is this. Let me give another example. Nike, back in the day, was spending over 80% of their marketing budget promoting the Jordans. The Jordans may have only reflected less than 50% of their sales volume. The ads get you into the store. The store and the business gets all the transactions, especially when you begin to get into multiple transactions, multiple touch points, people buying from somebody more than once. So figure out what earns attention by looking at your business intelligence for those DPA ads. And then you can dive deeper into understanding what maybe your hero product should be. And then you can really start to escalate it from there. And just to follow up on this, and then we'll get to Josh, just because this is on topic. And Josh, I see you, buddy. You're next. How to do a custom conversion category. I've found the content IDs, but not for a category. Honestly, Hot Sizzle, you can do the content IDs. And to be fair, if you export all the content IDs, you can make it a CSV or a list, and then you can just copy and paste the entire list. Or depending if you're using MarPipe, for instance, and you have 2,000 SKUs, which by the way, you should be using MarPipe. And if you want to use MarPipe, I would love it if you watch my videos on YouTube to grab the link to give me the affiliate code so you don't pay full price. And also Dan's like, oh shit, you come from Charley. Let me make sure you get white glove treatment. We're gonna put you with the best people. He'll put you with the best people anyway, but you're gonna skip the line and be like, oh sir, you're gonna get the VIP treatment, okay? Plus I get a kickback, but whatever. I'm being honest with you, right? Like most people aren't honest as hell. We live in a world of snake oil salesmen and used car scammers, and I'm just trying to, well, one, my kung fu is stronger, and two, we can do better, and you deserve more. So, if you have if you have MarPipe set up, or other tools to set up your feed, you could add in categories or maybe custom labels if you want to go that route to segment things into different spots, right? It could be, say, custom label 1 is tops. Custom label 2 is bottoms. Custom label 3 is intimate. Custom label 4 is outerwear. Custom label 5 is going out of stock. Custom label 0 is brand new. Boom. Then you can just say, hey, if a conversion event happens with custom label, then, like you can spin it up. There's multiple ways of doing it, Hot Sizzle, but that's really how I would do it. And Dan asks, any DPA masterclass is coming soon. Danilo, I am absolutely. You are not the first person to ask me that, and I am actually working. I'm potentially going to work with Dan to try to put something together to really make it pop. But yes, it is. All right. Let's get to the man, the myth, the legend, Josh, with a big 20 in the super chat game. Josh, thank you, sir. Hey, Charlie, before binging your content, we hired a landing page guy to create a new CRO focused page. You mentioned the SPCR doesn't matter. What data point should we be looking at to determine if it's worth switching it? Well, Josh, let me tell you the golden rule. And to be fair, the best in the game, this guy, Dylan Ander, and his team at Heatmap, by the way, just small shout out real quick. What Heatmap and his business partner thinks about what we're doing here. Not the MBA program, although you should check that out. Girl, don't pull on that. Okay. Don't pull on the USB cables. Okay. Thank you. Okay. His business partner, Chase Mosani, CMO of Heatmap. This is what he has to say about what we're doing here in Disruptor School. Anyway, what should you be focusing on? What data points should we be looking at to determine if it's switching? First off, don't do a hard switch. Hard switch is terrible. What you want to look at is revenue per session. What is the unit value of somebody that lands on this webpage? That's what really matters. What is the unit value of somebody who lands on this webpage? And what does it cost me to get them here? A lot of folks look at like cost per purchase, cost per add to cart, cost per view content. Let's say it's a cost per purchase, right? Like you're looking at that towards the AOV. Awesome. What is the value, the revenue per session of somebody landing on that page versus how many people can land on that page? What's the volume? And then what's the cost of getting somebody to get there? If it costs you 8 cents to get somebody to land on that page and the revenue per session is 24 cents, that page is a 3x profit. So if you're going to be doing the CRO testing, which I highly recommend to everybody do, here's how you do it. You have a control, your existing experience. Okay. Now, run an A/B test, maybe with a tool like IntelliGems. And by the way, I'm talking to the folks from IntelliGems to come on to Disruptor School to give a masterclass on split testing, because that's what Disruptor School is. It's a marketplace for masterclasses from the world's best operators, not necessarily the folks that talk on stage and tell you how smart they are, but the folks that actually do the work, showing you their cheat codes so that you can level up step by step by step, right? That's what the Disruptor School masterclasses are all about. So here's what I'd be doing, Josh. First, establish your baseline, establish your control, right? Understand that we know that this our base landing page has a revenue per session of, say, 12 cents. Awesome. Now use IntelliGems or any other tool, VWO, whatever it is, and route maybe 10% of that traffic to the next page, the second one. As a matter of fact, hold on a second here. I'm going to, so what we're going to do now is we're going to check out the revenue per session per page. And by the way, what I'm looking here is it live? Is it live yet? I know we were working on it internally. Do we have it live? Oh, it's not live yet. Oh, it's not live yet. Okay. We do have a CRO masterclass from this man right here, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Chase Mosani. Anyway, it's not on the site. We were doing some dev work, so it'll probably be up by the end of the day. Point is, if you send it 20% of traffic and maybe the revenue per session is, say, 20 cents, if it's at least double-digit percentage points better after a couple of days or 10,000 sessions or whatever it is, increase the percentage. Send it 20%. If it's still good, send it 50%. If it's still good, make it 100% and start launching the next test. if the difference is not at least double-digit percentage difference, right? Like for instance, I'll just give an example, girl. Okay. So for instance, this page that you see here, Josh, this page looked differently before. When I switched to this build with these nice 3D icons and some previews, like this is what you get, right? Like step-by-step training, unlimited access to the master classes and SOPs, daily lectures and classes, weekly master classes, live monthly workshops. You also get stuff on Google ads and Facebook ads and CRO and all that other stuff, exclusive mastermind community and disruptive bot access. And then I actually showed you what the classroom experience looks like in addition to the mastermind group. The revenue per session doubled. So ultimately, I did a bunch of testing, and now this is my new control. And this now gets about 90% of the traffic because I haven't been able to beat it. And we're working on some other things. So right now, I'm just letting this be. And what really helped with this was this option right here, 7-day trial. By the way, if you want to join Disruptor School Inner Circle, 7-day trial is $100. And after that, it's $1,000 a month. Risk-free guarantee, cancel anytime. That improved my revenue per session, again, by 3x. Because $100 to try it, to be fair, my rollover is about 80%. And people stick around for, well, it goes up every month because people don't really leave. But I've had people in here for years. Let me put it that way. But Josh, this is what we're talking about. Money. Money matters. If you're looking at conversion rate, the easiest way to improve conversion rate is to reduce volume. The easiest way to make more money is to increase volume. And I'll leave you with this. If you got 10 clicks and 1 sale out of 1,000 impressions, it's pretty good. Okay. What if you increase your marketing budget, got lower CPMs, X, Y, and Z? What if out of 2,000 impressions, instead of 1,000, same marketing cost, you got, say, 12 clicks and 2 sales? Well, your conversion rate on the website is going to be worse. But your revenue per session is astronomically higher. What actually matters is the money. And the money is a lot better. This page works phenomenally well. And to be fair, I'll give an example. This page here, Josh, I'm just going to hide you for one quick second. This MBA program landing page, I built this using ChatGPT myself, and I am not good as a dev, right? Like I am not who you want to hire to make pages. I literally went to a Danco webpage and I programmed a GPT to analyze everything inside the web page and to help me understand. You know, I also have Disruptor Bot, which is built off of like over 10,000 hours of me talking and all sorts of stuff. I was like, look, here's the entire archive of everything anybody can learn. Based on that, following Dan Coe's blueprint, build me a web page. And this thing just, the last test that I had, this thing beat it. It's like a 26% conversion rate versus a 13. I just can't seem to beat this. And I get it. Like it's just stacked with social proof of everybody who's happy. And then it talks about me. And like I've tried swapping this picture out to something that's not my wedding photo, and it doesn't do nearly as well, which I think is hilarious. You know, and I added this spot. This was the thing that actually improved conversion rate when I said there's no guarantee. Because I cannot be responsible for the decisions that you make. The best thing I can do is help you be informed. But anybody that gives you a guarantee on performance is trying to steal your money. And there's a more intricate way of laying this all out. And then we talk about like what you're going to get inside the program and all of this stuff. And we break it all down. And at the very end of this very long page, there's a 30-minute sales call funnel. This thing converts at 26%. I'm very happy with that, to be fair. This little girl not wanting for anything. So that means that I'm doing a good job in life. Point is, there were pages that had better conversion rates. But when I talk about conversion rate on this page, what I'm talking about is not which one books a call better. Which one gets people who book a call to want to buy. The conversion rate on my lowest cost lead landing page was about 1 in 18, 1 in 20 calls. This page historically does better than 1 in 10. That's what matters, right? Like it's hovering lately around 1 in 4. I'll take 1 in 4 all day. We had like 9 calls this today, right? The business is doing okay. But anyway, Josh, I hope that really dives in deep for you. And I see some other questions coming in. Filament Coffee, I see you. And there's some other folks over on Insta. I see you, but we've been teasing the 4PI stuff. I'm not trying to tease it, Angela. I see you over on Insta. I haven't forgotten about you. Cherry Hill says, I need your help, bro, offline. I'd love to chat with you. Cherry Hill, man, hit me up. I sent you the link to the Inner Circle stuff. That's probably going to be your best bet. But, dude, just DM me, man. Maybe we'll go get another slice of pizza, homie. Let me know. We'll figure it out, all right, dude? Well, I got to hit the gym better. But, look, dude, for you, I'll have a slice, all right? And I do see stuff from other people, and we will get to it. Don't you worry. But I also want to make sure that we don't ignore the big question here of filling out the 4PI analysis. Now, before we've gotten through looking at the 4PI analysis with respect to frequency and with respect to CPM. Now, let's get to the real meat of it. And by the way, for those watching, drop 4PI in the chat to be entered into this session's giveaway. $100 gift card and a hat sent to you anywhere in the world. And anybody that wants to help out promoting this and just, wants to get a freebie, share a link to this video anywhere in social. Tag me in it and send it to me. $150 gift card to you on Disruptor School on the house. That's enough to do 1 week inside the Inner Circle and then tell me to piss off, I think. It's up to you, right? Success, making it easy for you. More success, less stress. That's what we do here. Fuck the haters and scammers, the cost cappers. Like, tell me your pronoun is victim/butthurt without telling me you're a cost capper. Right? Anyway, let's keep going. So, daily frequency. And we've covered that the lower the frequency, the higher in the funnel, because this is by day saying these ads, up to 15% of these people are seeing the ad twice. Down here, you might have 50% of people seeing your ad more than once in a day. That means they're being retargeted. Quite literally, they're being retargeted with the ad at least every day, twice. Okay, or once, technically. I guess they're being retargeted once by seeing the ad twice. You know what I'm saying? Fun with math. Now, what else can we see? Well, there's a metric here we didn't get to. And glad Josh, by the way, says, crystal clear. Thanks, man. So should I swap my Facebook URL to the new URL? No. Please don't change URLs. Route after the click. If anybody tells you to change your ads in any way, never let that person ever take $1 from you ever again if performance marketing is their key. But never change your Facebook ad. That's a whole other thing. Editing an ad basically makes a new web page. We're not even going to dive into that today in this session, but we will, get to all of that stuff. And thank you, Eric. I appreciate your thousands in ROI due to your integrity and generosity. Thank you so much, Eric. And former pro musician too. Fantastic. I love it. Okay, girl. Yes, I know. You like musicians. You're going to be just like your mom, who's also a musician. So just like your dad. Okay, let's get back to this. Higher funnel, lower CPMs, lower frequency, also lower efficiency. Your CPA should be higher. One of the things I hear people say all the time, oh, Facebook is stupid. It spends all the money on the ad that does the worst. No. That's a top of funnel ad. That's its job. If a top of funnel ad is getting too much a percentage of your overall ad spend, that's a you problem. That's an investment portfolio management problem. He's got a leg over here. Hi. Your top, how many times do you hear people say this? Oh, Facebook is stupid. It never spends the money on the highest spending on the top performing ads. Yeah. Well, is that top performing ad a high frequency, high CPM ad that's super efficient? I wonder why. I wonder why your bottom funnel ads aren't getting all the spend. Which, by the way, preview to the last KPI in our 4PI analysis. And yeah, nobody else is talking about stuff like this because they don't, even though this is basic level stuff for high level marketers, nobody else is mentioning it because, well, why would it be good for them to tell you how to not need them, right? Versus my business isn't trying to get you to pay me to run your shit for you. By the way, I do have a brand accelerator program. If you want that, we can have a conversation. I do help that, but it's not just running your ads. We also work on your entire business model to improve all your unit economics. And our goal is that you graduate. We just had a brand put in their 30-day notice, which is amazing because we improved their LTV, we improved their AOV, we improved their second purchase rate, we simplified their ad account, and we taught them how to do everything. And honestly, leading into Q4, they don't need us, which is awesome. That's a huge win. We can go help other people now. And yes, that service is expensive. It's about $10,000 to $15,000 a month base rate. And lower retainer means we'll have a higher performance or a higher retainer if you don't believe in that stuff. And honestly, we want to do what's best. Okay, girl. We want to do what's best for your cash flow. And yes, we also do have a service where if you love all of this, but you just don't want to run all the ads, we do have a way that you can hire the best MBA grads. That's $5,000 a month. After 90 days, the price goes up by $500. 90 days later, it goes up by $500 again. If you can't afford $15 more a day, then that means the person running your ads isn't good enough. Flat fees, no conflict of interest. Maybe the best answer is to cut ad spend in half. Now, no ad agency that charges you on commission performance will do that because it means they can't take as much credit for your success by taking credit for everybody else on the team's work. But we don't run that kind of nonsense stuff, right? So, point is here. Top of funnel ads, lower frequency, lower CPM, lower efficiency. That means that ad is doing its job well. If a top of funnel ad has a low frequency, low CPM, and the CPA is super great, that's an ad that's above and beyond, that's overachieving. Now, what if you have a bottom funnel ad, super high frequency, super high CPM, and the efficiency sucks, meaning the CPA is bad? That ad is a team player that is not good. Let's focus on improving that team player with your creative tests. Now, the last part of a 4PI analysis that we need to do to really give you context to everything is spend. So for those playing in the home game, we got spend, CPM, frequency, and efficiency. Those are the only 4 metrics you need to manage a Facebook ad account. And now I would say honorable mention to AOV and honorable mention to custom conversion events if you want to do more in-depth analysis. But there are no other performance metrics that have any actionable insight. First time impression ratio, completely fucking useless. ROAS, complete nonsense metric. Hook rate, completely irrelevant. Great hook rate, cool. Does it make money? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, the hook rates are that shit. So you're telling me I'm spending money because Facebook's an investment portfolio. I'm spending money to make money. All you can do is tell me this thing is sexy, and I ask you, does it make money? Your answer is we don't know. Let me ask you this. If you're running a ton of ads right now, and the folks that say, well, just launch 20 more ads a week, 50 more ads a week, 100 more ads a week, do you know if any of those ads are good for you? And you're going to say things like, well, the ROAS on this ad is good. That doesn't, I asked you if you knew the ad, if it was good for your business. And then you say, well, the CPA on this one is good. Okay, fine. But that's not answering my question. When this ad earns more money, what happens to your bottom line? If you don't know the answer to that question, then you functionally have no idea how your ad account is operating. And I think it is intellectually dishonest for anybody to say that the path to success is to increase the uncertainty and make sure that the ability to take actionable insight around what's happening with your money, make that more difficult. Making things more complex and more difficult is the tool of a salesperson who does not have a product of actual value. Goofy girl. So yeah, when people talk to you about that, understand that that's because they don't actually have value. They're not actually bringing anything of value to you. So that's their sales pitch. Now, when it comes to spend, this is where we begin to put things into context. Generally speaking, bottom funnel ads spend less than top of funnel ones. Why isn't Facebook spending all the money on the best ad? Because it's a bottom of funnel ad. Is it a good one or a bad one? Well, if you're noticing, it's probably a good one. Why is Facebook spending all my money on this ad that sucks? Because it's a top of funnel ad. What's the blended result of that investment portfolio on your business? When that top of funnel ad earns more money, what happens to your bottom line? What happens to your search volume? What happens to your email? If you don't know, then you don't know what's going on in your business. By the way, drop a 4PI in the comments section if you want to get a part of the giveaway. We're going to do that in about 15 minutes, okay? And I'll put the banner back up for the Facebook Ads MBA program because this is really important here. In the Facebook Ads MBA program, one of the things that we cover is what we call an ecosystem ROAS doc. What is the return on our ad spend across our entire ecosystem? And what this really is going to help you do is understand what is the impact of incremental lift. Now, I've seen a lot of folks try to jump on the train of incremental lift lately. While they've been telling me I was wrong for years, they're literally just misquoting me again to try to not admit that they've been wrong basically forever. But when every other grift in the business doesn't work out, eventually you end up quoting the people who just had integrity, knew what they were talking about since before you started. Taylor. The point is, when you're evaluating your ads, it is not about the performance of any one given ad. If your performance is good enough to add budget, do it. When you add budget, you're going to see that this investment portfolio changes. Some ads are going to move up the funnel. They're going to move down the funnel. They might not move up or down, but the CPMs might go up or down, or the efficiency will go up and down. At some point in time, that blend, you will outpace the scalability of the data with your spend, and that's totally fine. That's when you've scaled efficiency so much and you've scaled volume that basically you've kind of maxed out. Well, let's work on search. Let's improve email. Right? Like if you're doing all of that stuff, one of the things I get from people all the time is they're like, well, I'm only running Facebook stuff and it's maxed out. Okay, let's solve your problem. Let's make it easy for you to be able to do better. Okay. And so in Disruptor School, for instance, one of the reasons that I started Disruptor School is because I wanted to help you be able to do all of that stuff. You're like, well, I don't know Google search. Okay, cool. Here we go. Here's the masterclass on Google search. In 90 minutes, you will go from I don't have a Google search account to I have a Google search account that references my top 5 or 10 Facebook ads. And I've built a Google search account that directly closes the funnel on my top performing ads. And this is, multiple videos and Notion docs, ChatGPT stuff. You're going to set up your stronghold. You're going to be able to build everything. And here's what it kind of looks like on the inside. You're going to be able to help you with your keyword planning. It's going to, help you with your tracking and your automation, your input quality, your Google account structure, literally everything, right? So we can go ahead and if we wanted to just add that to cart. Cool. Now, what else? Well, I don't really do email marketing. We send a couple of them. Okay. But your CAC is too high right now, right? Facebook is broken during the summer. No, we're not victims here. We're going to do better. All right. So instead, let's do this. We have the email marketing lead and capture and convert. This is from Philip Rivers. Hands down, one of the greatest of all time when it comes to email marketing. Let's work on, and again, the same kind of just litany of value. There's a lot of videos that take a minute to load in here, plus quizzes and all sorts of stuff. The point is, this is going to tell you how to get better at capturing emails and how to better turn those emails into customers. If you scaled up your Facebook ads to the point where your 4PI analysis basically says there's nothing wrong, but my business isn't efficient enough, get your Google search together, get your email marketing together. Understand here how to capture and convert new emails And to be fair, like the life cycle on this is like 10 days, 14 days. And you can take this masterclass and have an email campaign running by the end of the day. Your VA could do it. This is designed to be simple enough that literally you just need somebody capable of sending an email and setting up an email capture device. Lead, capture, and convert. Now your CAC is a lot less because you're getting emails for free and because you're converting them, which means in the great fraction of the world, which is number of conversions divided from ad spend, number of conversions goes up. What happens? Your blended CPA goes down. Now, all of a sudden, Facebook's looking a little bit better. And we'll add this to cart too, right? And you've done your Google search. So now you're also filling the gap between Facebook and email. And you're not just spending a lot of money on Facebook to make sales for your competitors. Okay. Now things are working, but like I still don't know like if I can make it work. There's some other stuff that I don't really know. I'm hearing a lot of stuff about influencers and TikTok and all sorts of other stuff. I don't really know where to go next, or honestly, I just don't know how to I don't know how to write all of this stuff. I can't keep it all on brand. Okay, let's build a brand GPT. Or I want to work with influencers so that I can have other people create the content because my ads are basically peaking out because I don't know how to talk to other people. My organic sucks. Okay, let's use the influencer game. This is from Danil from Incense, literally the best tool you could possibly have to run influencer marketing and to find influencers of value. Let's say you have a strong email game, but right now you're not turning those people into revenue nearly as well because you're not telling a story through a newsletter. Okay, Marketing Max dropped that off. Let's say you're like, I got customers, all this stuff is working and everything's like, I'm already running email, I'm already running search, but like, I don't actually have affiliate marketing going. I'm not turning my customers into salespeople. Okay. Well, here's the affiliate. And this is from Noah from Social Snowball, the #1 tool in the world for doing this. You come in here and do masterclass. If we added all these to cart, rad. Now, of course, you're going to get a free hat and a $20 gift card. And you're going to get another $50 gift card because you spent over $350. And you're coming over the $450, so you get a $100 gift card. But here, check this out. I'm going to give you a secret code. All right. Discount code is B2G1. Buy two, get one. I have to fix that thing. Okay. That's embarrassing. Point is, by the time you go to do it, I think it's on me because I've already done it. It's one per person. And I can't do it because I've already done it. So one per person right now, you can go in there and buy two, get one free. Or you can join Disrupt School in a Circle and you got access to all of the masterclasses for free. So for $100 trial, you can actually fill out all of the other things. You can get all of the other value. Like, oh, my Facebook ads are stuck. I need to work on things. Okay, we'll join the inner circle and you'll be able to round out all of the things after Facebook because Facebook is the top of the funnel. And if you're looking to try to improve the entire business by changing the top of the funnel, you're fundamentally fucking up the way that you're trying to think about problem solving. You don't look to the least profitable channel that has the greatest amount of variance and then throw more variance and uncertainty to it when you're trying to fix your funnel and business model problems. That makes no sense. But if you're some asshole on the internet that gets paid by tricking people into paying your company to ruin people's businesses, then, you're not looking at this kind of stuff, or you don't care about this kind of stuff because ultimately it's not good for your bottom line to tell people that they should care about it. All right, girl. There you go. Okay. Of course, we're, an hour and 43 minutes in. Now she finally falls asleep. All right, I'm going to text my wife real quick because we're tracking sleep stuff, Okay. She fell asleep. Rad. Okay, cool. So the point is, with all of this, like these are the things you need to be looking at. Okay. With all that being said, we have a lot of questions. So again, I barely got a chance to dive into the YouTube comments because we're just trying to drive so much value here. But anyway, let's get to some of the questions here. And I'm going to start with Instagram right now because there's so many good questions over on Instagram. All right, first one comes from Angela, and I promise you I'd get back to you, Angela, and here we go. I've been running ads for a while, and for the life of me, my CPMs are like $70 AUD. No matter what I try, it never seems to come down. I've tried multiple types of creatives. What do I do? Actually, wait a minute. We got this. We can do better. We can do better. Boom. There we go. Angela, There we go. Angela. Okay. We'll never be better. I've tried different creatives. What should I do? Angela, let me help you out. First bit of advice. Can you improve the page load time? Can you make the experience after the click better? If you drop your page load time from 5 seconds or 6 seconds to 2 or 3, I'll bet you're going to see your CPMs drop at 10, 20%. Second, can we improve the bounce rate of your ads? I mean, of your website. If you're buying a whole bunch of really bad traffic and everybody's bouncing, what is that telling Facebook? Oh, people that click on these ads hate the experience and they leave. This is a liability to our business. Because remember, Facebook is selling you attention, but their business model is ultimately the acquisition of attention and the retention of that attention, and they sell you eyeballs for profit. Speaking of eyeballs, very happy to see hundreds of people in here right now. Makes me so happy. Let's say it's over 300 eyeballs if everybody's got 2, and it might be over 400 if you got a cat lying around, or a dog, or an iguana, or some fish. Shit, we could be in the thousands if there's a big fish tank. Point is, CPMs, yes, creative matters. I also didn't ask you the primary question, which is it a problem? Like, you might just be in a high CPM business, but if you're making money, it's not a problem. CPMs themselves are irrelevant data points. Comparatively, CPMs allow us to make some actionable insight, but there's no such thing as a good or a bad CPM. Would you rather have CPMs of 70 instead of 7 and nobody buys? No. Point is, there's context. And anybody who says CPMs matter doesn't understand that. CPMs don't matter, but the context of the data, that's what matters. So I guess this is subjective view. You could say that CPMs matter. Anyway, Angela, that's what my number one thing is. I'd ask you first, is it a problem? And then second, I would say, what can I do to improve my relationship with my business partner? If I've tried a million ads, what about what happens after they click? What about your organic pages? Does your Instagram account have like 5 posts on them and none of them have any engagement? If the answer to that is yes, then you're telling Facebook nobody cares about my business. Fix it. And we will have some more masterclasses coming around, organic, social, and growth hacking, those things. But if Facebook doesn't see you as a good business partner, you're going to pay higher CPMs. Fun fact. Also, if you are a better business partner to Facebook, not only do your CPMs come down, but the quality of person that your ad gets shown to improves. Because why would Facebook show the person who's ready to buy an ad from somebody, where when they click on that ad, they immediately bounce? Why would Facebook waste their business model, waste that opportunity to give somebody a good impression on somebody who's a liability to their business? You have a business relationship. Sorry, whatever Ashton says, he's objectively wrong. You're in a business relationship with Facebook. Treat your partner with respect, and you'll be in a lot better place. I tell you, I probably would not have a daughter, and I'd be divorced if every time my wife said, "This is what I need from you," my response was, "Fuck you, pay me." Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't go well. You don't have the relationship with any of your friends. You don't have that relationship with anybody in the real world, in business, unless you're in the position of power and you're like some gangster or something. The point is, the easiest way to reduce your CPMs, start having respect for business partner. All right. By the way, we are a few minutes away from the 4PI giveaway. So drop 4PI in the chat if you want to be entered, and we'll do a spin to win live on the thing. Hey, Cherry Hill in the 4PI. Love it. All right. David says, love your advice from Australia. Thank you, David. I love it. Yeah. Little Charley is chilling now. Oh, Yeah. By the way, Cherry Hill has met little Charley, and she was a dream in that pizza shop. Page load, Cherry Hill, 1.6 seconds. Love it. I think you could legitimately afford to have your page load speed get up to about 2 seconds. If it's over 2 seconds, just why do you have that many videos? Why do you have that many plugins? Get rid of that shit. All it's doing is destroying your ability to make money. Angela sells pet products and bad conversions, so I feel it matters. Angela, I wish I had noticed when you had said that comment, because it clearly gives context and I totally missed it. Angela, I am sorry. That is on me. That is on me. If you want to drop it in the chat, what you meant by pet products and bad conversions, so I feel like it matters. You're in the pet products niche. Awesome. Very valuable, very, very easy to sell people multiple things. Love it. By the way, people ask me all the time, what niche would you get into if you're starting an e-com business today? Doesn't matter. I want a market where I can sell somebody something more than once. That's the correct answer to that question. Now, it might not be everybody's answer, but, well, not everybody's constantly, scaling 7, 8, 9-figure businesses to exit and stuff, even in the market when nobody's buying. And by the way, folks that say that D2C is dumb or dead and like nobody's getting deals, let me give you the context as somebody that is doing this on a regular basis. Let's say 5 years ago, there were 5 brands that were going to get a deal, a check from Deloitte. And to be fair, I was sitting across the desk from Deloitte in-house at 310 Nutrition, and there was a $98 million check on the table. It was a $15 million business 20 months beforehand when I got there. Just saying. Let's say there's 5 brands getting the deal. There's probably 8 or 9 brands now getting the deal. Here's the problem. There's an extra 1,000 people knocking at the door that have no idea how to actually run a business. Unfortunately, Shopify has made it insanely easy for anyone to build a business. And while I love the democratization to access, it's also made it so that really bad operators have been able to spin up businesses and be and see some version of success. Like anybody can put up organic content and start a Shopify store and make money. And I think that's amazing. The problem is there's so many low integrity operators that say you need to be first order profitable and put run cost caps on all of your products and all of these things, when that's actually destroying your business. Because business is simple. It's 3 steps. Acquire attention, monetize that attention, and turn that into future cash flow. Your ad spend is the investment of some of that future cash flow when it matures. You spend some of that future profit volume amplifying the way that you acquire attention. That's how business works. Everything else, it's fucking bullshit. All right. One more question, and then we're doing the 4 PI. I just want to give people enough answer. Angela, I see you entered too. I love it. And by the way, while we're answering this question, I am going to be loading up the things. If you see me distracted, it's because I'm going to wheelofnames.com. Last one was Titus. Wheelofnames.com. And I'm loading it up with all of your lovely names. Okay. So, I got to move this microphone so I can type. Angela. Oh, man. I'm going to probably have to restart the computer after this session before our next one. Because, man, I got some lag, buddy. I'm going to just not know where these names start and begin, so I'm just going to do that. Okay. Boom. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So let's put the question up on the screen. This comes from, let's make sure that we got everybody here. All right, we're going through 2. So this one's from Earbaz. What about when it comes to service-based companies serving specific areas only? My buddy, there is absolutely no reason that what we've talked about doesn't work for every business model. In fact, your business model doesn't really matter. Your business model is the way that you do that flywheel that we talked about, right? Acquisition of attention, monetizing it, and turning it into future cash flow. And folks are like, what about cars? Do you not finance them? Or if you've got enough money to buy it in cash, you're probably buying more than one. What about houses? You're not paying for it in cash. Right? Even big ticket items. This is the way this works. Right? You finance things. That's how they get to the future cash flow. And that's why also when people say, well, the economy is booming, what they're really meaning most of the time is that debt has gone up massively. If you look at the Reagan era, people are like, oh, the economy's booming. And what happened is people just bought a bunch of debt, or people got into a bunch of debt. Cost of living versus wage is actually improved over the last several years. It got a lot worse the several years before that, and improved the several years before that. This is not a political place. If you want to know my political leanings, you can follow me on Twitter, and I am not shy about my opinions about trying to be a decent person. Okay, there we go. I think we've got these all loaded up. So it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of the scale of the ad spend you can have. And Mortada Ibrahim. Again, white dude from the suburbs. If I screwed that up, forgive me, please. That's 100% on me. Do you use the same broad strategy for B2B offers? Yep. Simple. Hey, David. Simple. People are like, well, but my business is special. Okay. So in your business model, the algorithm running the marketplace is different. Facebook doesn't care. Does the gas station care if you pull in with a sedan or a big truck? No. Does the grocery store give a shit? Does it charge you differently for milk? If you're a white guy or a black guy? No. Does the cost of your gas, the cost of your electricity, is it different if you're a guy or a girl? No. Economies of scale don't give a shit about you. Does your video game system, does your Roku work differently because you run a B2B business? No. None of these things matter. It's software. Software doesn't give a shit about you. It's ones and zeros. It's agnostic. So all of this stuff is the same. Let's do one more question, then we're going to do our spin to win. Drop to 4 PI if you want to get in. Oh, Dennis, your questions got lost? Okay, Dennis, I'll get back to you, buddy. Don't worry. It's just so high up there. I just got so wrapped up. Dennis, I'll get to you after the spin to win, okay? You're the first one after the spin win. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce this. I give up. Thoughts on Advantage Plus campaigns. I think they have a purpose. I think they can be very valuable. I think there are multiple purposes for them. 3 reasons. 1, I think they're phenomenal if you're not good at Facebook and you have a lot of good content. It becomes really easy to basically turn Facebook ads into TikTok, and phenomenal. Go for it. If you know that these ads, if you don't have to worry about ad fatigue because you're great at producing content. Advantage Plus can make a F marketer a C+. That's awesome. Right? Advantage Plus can make an A+ marketer C+. And that's awesome. It's an equal opportunity. The way the software works is the same no matter who you are. Now, are there good sides for it? Are people even at scale? Yeah, I use it. Me, I use Advantage Plus. Where do I use it? Well, those proving ground ads that we talked about, what if we got rid of them? Because the 4 PI says this thing's no longer any good. Okay. I might throw it into an Advantage shopping campaign, Advantage Plus campaign, specifically to just juice a little bit more, get a bit more juice out of the squeeze. Like, it's going to fatigue anyway. It's already on its way out. But Advantage shopping shows people content, not because they want to see your content, but because they're in market for what you're selling, which is generally why ads fatigue, CPMs are higher, and performance looks better. It's less incremental. But if I can get a bit more juice out of that squeeze, I'll give it a shot. Also, fun fact, that's where I use cost cap campaigns. And I've 100% have done the control campaign, one campaign to rule them all type stuff, right? The one campaign blueprint to an ASC to a cost cap. And just the cost cap is filled with all of these. It's the graveyard of all of the ads, but occasionally, it gets spent and it does well. And by the way, if you're running cost cap, don't set your budget, regardless of what all of the scammers have to say. And this is something where I'm very upset with Taylor Holiday, and I've called him out in person multiple times because it is genuinely intellectually dishonest, and it's you being a shitty person. If you're going to tell people to set their budgets to $10,000, set the caps low and the budget's high. Yeah, but Facebook doesn't respect your business all the time. Sometimes it spends your whole budget and oops, well, we just kind of hit that cap. The cap isn't a legally binding limit. Every year, multiple times a year, the caps just don't really work. And you look brilliant because you can throw out a quote, literally quoting him on Twitter. I'm not putting words in his mouth. Set your caps low and your budget's high. If the cap doesn't work and that brand spends $10,000, $100,000 they couldn't afford, do you take personal responsibility? And the answer is no, he doesn't. So the solution, again, to everybody, set some automated rules that say, hey, by the way, if my ad spend goes over this thing and my performance isn't good, turn off the ads. Worst case scenario, you get a 30-minute spike. I'd rather have a 30-minute spike than a 24-hour one. It's not a perfect solution, but it sure as shit will save you money. And also, you can put spending limits on ad accounts. Just being like, look, no matter what, we can't spend more than X amount. And if you're doing well, you can always change it. But there are safeguards that you could 100% do that take less than 5 minutes. But those people won't tell you what they are because those people don't give a shit about your business. They don't give a fuck about you. And their entire playbook is abusing my playbook from 6 years ago, but ignoring all the context and all the details and why there are certain limits put on things. So anyway, I also have full videos on Advantage Shopping with some other great hacks for all of that. Let's get to the giveaway. Let's do it. And by the way, if anybody wants to get into a giveaway just for $150, remember, take this video. Well, the video's already over. So let's get to the spin to win. All right, here we go. Berlin Studio. Oh man, it was so close to Cherry Hill. Berlin Studio. DM me. Let me know that this was actually you. We'll verify that it's actually you, and then a $100 gift card and this hat sent to you anywhere in the world. Oh man, Cherry Hill. I thought you had it that time. People were gonna say it was rigged. But anyway, there you go. Cool, awesome. So let's get through the last couple of questions here before this girl wakes up. And yeah, I need to eat some food. So we're gonna take a small little break for the next session. Okay, Daniel, I said yours. Dennis, sorry. All right. In e-commerce brands that you scale, what type of lead magnet offers you see work well to increase conversions? I do not have a direct answer for which type of lead magnets work better than others. What I will say is if you're doing a lead magnet, don't just measure the take rate on the lead magnet. Measure the revenue per taker. If one lead magnet is super popular, nobody buys from you, it's a shit lead magnet. If one lead magnet, not very popular, but 100% conversion rate, that thing is great. And honestly, the best fix is going to be somewhere right in the middle. Sorry, I'm laughing. Cherry Hill said, me too, dang. Yeah, DM you, bro. DM me, bro. We'll make it work for you, Cherry. We got you, buddy. Don't worry. I think I made you an offer, too, on that price. You don't pay full price. Homies. Anyway, point is, Dennis, the best lead magnets that I found ultimately give some value that is a great preview for what somebody can get. The lead magnet should make it so if somebody's ready to buy, my opinion, the best lead magnet is one where if somebody's ready to buy, you can put off them needing to buy. That's the best. Don't give them everything. But like if you go to disruptorschool.com/LM_7 golden rules, you're going to get enough that like, oh man, I got another couple weeks. Because here's the thing. If I can make it so that you get enough that you don't need me, you're going to be like, shit, what if I did pay him? And that's where the real success lies. Dennis says, when hiring copywriters, what are you looking for? Do you want to understand the whole business or just specialize in copy? Honestly, Dennis, this is a great question. I think there's a lot of different copywriters out there, and I don't know that I'm the best person to answer this question. What I'll say, when I'm looking for copywriters, I'm generally looking for performance copywriters. I want folks that can crush on performance, but that's because I know that I'm a performance person. And if I have performance copywriters that can crush on performance, I can offset the creative side by getting somebody else to be the yin to my yang. So that's really the best answer I can give you there, Dennis. And I hope that works for you. Filament Coffee says, what are some examples of great creatives you've seen recently? Is there a short list of styles to start on for new accounts? My best advice is what gets people to care about you. There's no such thing as the best kind of creative. And I think really trendy creatives are really bad because they only last for a short period of time. Now, if you can bust out a ton of really trendy creatives, then you can run advantage shopping to be good to go. But if you want to build sustainability, work on your brand. What sounds like you? When you talk to somebody, what does that sound like? That's what your creative should be. What does your website look like? Let's make things work. And that's what really matters. Everybody, I know there are questions we didn't get to here. I really wish we could have. I gotta go. Yeah. So being a dad, sometimes you're not in control of everything. It is time for me to go. So that being said, thank you all so very much. I really appreciate you being here. Best of luck to everyone. If you want to know more about the MBA program, check it out. Disruptor School, check it out. If you want to know more about the brand development, the brand accelerator program that I have, let me know. And if you want to hire any Facebook ad MBA grads to run your ads, let me know. If you have questions, the only reason you don't get an answer is because you don't ask. Now, I said that after we ran out of time, but I've been on camera for 2 hours. So in this session alone, we're at 2 hours and 6 minutes. So we'll come back and do another session really soon. I just got to take a small break. I'll see you next time.